Good morning. It is January the 25th, 2017. Time to kick off another trading day with our usual disclaimer. Hypothetical simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, we kick off another trading day. Today is supposed to be Immigration Day for Donald Trump. There's a lot of chatter out there about how disappointed they are that the Dreamers program is going on. My guess is that it will probably end too. There's a lot of chatter out there about this Collins, forget what the fellow's name, the senator's name is from Louisiana, about their proposed changes to Obamacare, which really is Obamacare light. A lot of people don't like that. So Donald has some work to do to keep the troops on board. None of that will impact the trading in equities nor treasuries directly, but indirectly what Trump is doing is that he's following through on his campaign promises. And in those campaign promises were lower taxes and getting rid of the regulatory burden. And yesterday with the automobile executives, Trump said we may be able to eliminate 75% of the regulations. So it'll be somewhere north of zero and probably somewhere less than 75%, but he is taking a step in the right direction. The regulatory burden on our economy, according to some estimates, is $2 trillion a year in lost productivity. So hopefully he'll be able to make some headway in those areas. The inverse relationship in treasuries and equities would make you think that treasuries are going to sell today heavily, but we do have the 5-year auction, and that usually will mitigate or buffer the selling. So while the market is pointed lower, we had a pretty heavy sell-off yesterday. Stocks are pointed higher. We may not break the market because of this 5-year auction. News is pretty light. There wasn't any news to speak of overnight. The ZOO economic expectations for Europe were higher than forecast. German IFO business climate lower than forecast. And Great Britain's industrial orders expectations beat the forecast. So generally speaking, the economic news coming out of Europe is showing increasing economic growth, which is what we hope happens around the globe. We don't need a severe recession. Okay, looking at treasuries, the selling started in Europe. We came in yesterday on the looking to sell 11s to 15s. This was our sell zone yesterday, and we had a high. It looks like at 12.5. So our recommendation when we left yesterday was to sell 11s to 15s. And you had plenty of time to get a trade off at 11. You could have done a little better if you were more aggressive. So the idea overnight, seller, the level was correct, and it has produced a winning trade. London stopped at 9. Last rotate up in X period stopped at 8. So 7 to 11 will be sell 1 this morning. 15 to 19 will be sell 2 in anticipation of a test at 24. 24.01, 24.29 buy 1. 21 to 25 buy 2. Okay, looking at the 30-year. Okay, we're at 15, so 20, 24 is number one. Sell 27s to 31s. And then 7 to 11. Okay, last night we left wanting on the ZB to sell. We had 24.28 was resistance. We had a sell at 31 to 03. The high is 151.02. The market did trade down to 150.07, so that was a pretty good trade recommendation. And you had that in your hands well before the fact. You could have acted upon it if you so desired. And we pride ourselves in giving you profitable trading ideas before the fact. 8 to 12 is the number one band of support, so 1 to 5 will be buy one. And then 21, 25 buy two. My idea, because of the auction, is that we'll probably see stock market strength cap the rally, but not break the market. And what I try to do is try to put stuff into context for you, bring it all together, and try to help you begin to think that way. Gold was off when I last looked. Selling started in Asia. I'm going to do a London split right here. See, we have a D pattern in London. So we have buyers at basically below 112.03. We were looking for gold last night. We had a buy 4 to 6 and then 99 to 01. So our buy number 2 did hold up, did produce a good trade for us. And looking at the resistance today, so 8 to 10, sell 1. 13 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 1200, 1202, buy 1. 95, 97, buy 2. Okay, trader, I need more than trader. I need to know what your name is, so private message me and let me know who you are, and everything will be cool. But if you don't let me know who you are, I have to bounce you out of the room. We have too many lurkers. Had a couple yesterday. And why do they lurk? Because our information is pretty good. And why do they come in under false names? Because they don't want to pay for it. And so much of our industry is based on less than honest or forthright claims, etc. And I understand how people feel they can get burned, but I'd like to say my kids need shoes, but that won't work anymore. How about my dog needs food? This weekend I get to go pick up the dog we delivered to Colorado. My youngest daughter is going to be on the road for 3 weeks for business, so we get to play with Charlie for 3 weeks. And Charlie will probably arrive in Wichita at 5 months old, weighing 53 or 54 pounds. He's going to be a horse, but he's a lot of fun. Or that's the hope. Okay, on the euro, London, we had a 107.25 buy. We did not get there. We were wanting to sell 75s, 65s to 75. We certainly got there. So maybe a little rejection above 85 right here. Currently at 65. So 75 to 85, sell 1. $95 to 108 even, sell 2. The buy side, we broke it out at 58, so we'll make 107.50, buy 1. Maybe stops below 50, but it may take a 60 to get in. and then back at 25 for buy 2. Okay, the news focus is Trump. It's not the traditional economic news that's coming in. And today, the market expects him to deliver on the illegal immigrant problems. And this anchor baby issue is one of them that really has to be addressed, because so many people come over here and give birth to a child in the United States. And the poor ones stay because of the welfare. The other ones get dual citizenship, which isn't good either. I owe my allegiance to 2 countries, and if it doesn't look right in one country, I'll go to the other one. In the United States, they use it primarily to get out of, so they can take their kids, if we ever get a draft and get into a war, so they can go to their country that their parents were born in. Okay, last night, under the APIs built 2.9 million barrels in crude. We've had our 4th week of build in products. Gasoline was up 4.9. And distillates were up 2. So products are building, and crude has built the last 2 weeks in the APIs. For the EIA report tonight, they're looking for a build of 1.5 million barrels. My guess is that it might come in a little higher than forecast. There was a small draw at Cushing last night, so that's what will affect us when the day session opens. Usually look for a 40 to 50 tick range. And then when the news hits, 40 to 70 ticks in that bar. And the best trade always is, if it's bad news, it takes the market slower. The market reverses and takes out the high of the news bar. That is a very strong trade. Not 100%, but it really, really works well, because you've got a lot of people on the wrong side of the market. Okay, because of this build, and they expect to build today in the EIAs, I think the market's going to probe support first. So 52, 52 and a quarter by 1, 51.50, 51.75 by 2. On the sell side, 53, 53 and a quarter, sell 1. I'm going to put a question mark at 75. And then 53.50, 53.75, sell 2. And last but not least, the E-mini. I mean, E-mini is going higher. Don't know how high it's going to go, but my target is 2,300. And in this type of situation, you'll have resistance at 85. You'll have resistance at 90. You'll have resistance at 95, and then 2,300. So 2303 limit sell will allow the market to get every stop above 2,300. A 22.99 will have you leaning against 2,300, a very round number and new highs. Obviously, the market's trading higher. The trade is from the long side. Okay, pretty clean break in the market at 80. So 81 to 79 by 1. 75, 77 by 2. So trying to buy 75s to 80. And we can sell failure to take out 85. And next stop would be 89, 81 for sell 2. No news of consequence overnight. No news of consequence this morning. We have FHFA housing index up 0.5%. So we're back to will Trump deliver some goodies today? And yesterday both labor unions and large company executives came out of our meetings saying they liked what they heard. I didn't see which earnings were on tap for today, but these very, very large companies find ways to beat their guidance or equal it. And if they don't like what's going on, if they're worried about being able to find it for the next quarter, they take the expectations down a little bit. But they will beat their earning per share guidance that they've given to the world. And that'll do it for the AM wrap up.